Well, it's November the 11th, and it's a beautiful day, and I'm on my way to meet a good friend and fellow kayaker, and we're planning to take about a 5 or 6 mile trip down a stream that's located about an hour and a half from where I live. The water should be kind of low, and it may be a little bit tough, but who knows? We're expecting to have a lot of fun, so come along with us. After stopping at my favorite restaurant to eat breakfast, I have now driven out to the place we were supposed to meet, and I'm waiting for my buddy to arrive so we can go on our way on our fishing trip. Well, I have met up with my friend. We are now on the way to the river. When we get there, we will leave this truck that I'm in at the takeout place. We have both kayaks loaded in his truck, and we will ride together back up to the put-in place and take about a 5 mile trip down this stream. It's a beautiful little stream. It has smallmouth, spotted bass, and largemouth, all three, and we're hoping to catch all of them today. So we'll see. It's a blue sky day, which is not too good, but you never know about that. We're going to have fun either way. This is where we will be taking out of the water. It's beautiful, but it is so clear. It's about 30 feet down this bank, and we'll have to pull our kayaks up this steep bank when we get back. This is where I parked the truck, and I've got to walk about a half a quarter back up to the highway and get in the truck with my buddy. You might wonder why I didn't have my buddy drive down here and get me, but we weren't sure he could make it with his two-wheel drive truck. I think he could have. It's not quite as bad as we thought. Well, I see my buddy up there. I'll get in the truck with him. We'll ride up to the put-in place, and we'll be on our way. Well, we've arrived. Pat's up there getting ready to pull his kayak down. I have already pulled mine down. Pat will have to go over this steep bank just as I had to do.
I ended up finding about everything. Here there may be enough water.
Pat has already headed out. He told me on the way over here that he heard on the radio that the wind is supposed to be out of the north at 20 to 25 miles an hour. This is the terminal tackle that I brought. Now that I see the conditions of the water, I realize that most of it is totally inappropriate. I won't need the big spinners or the buzz baits or the big topwater lures or the big crankbaits. I should have brought some lighter topwater lures to go with my pencil gitsits and 1/4 ounce and 1/8 ounce jigs that I have. So it's going to be kind of limited. I'll do the best I can. I'm trying out a new paddle today. The handle goes all the way to the tip, allowing support to push off of rocks and things in shallow water. If you watch my other videos, you know I need that. I have spent most of my spring fishing waters that were murky, a lot more dingy than what is normally there. And now then I'm in water that's so clear, it's as if it has no bottom. It's unreal. And we have a strong north wind, and we have to paddle into it all the way. During normal water conditions, normal being a little bit more water in it and not quite so clear, in this water we would be catching lots of smallmouth bass. So far, no strikes. This north wind is really tough. We've been fishing almost an hour in this shallow, clear water, and we've caught one fish, so we're going to have to move on down. This wind, you cast into the wind, and before you can retrieve your lure, your boat turns all the way around. You can see how my boat has turned around, and I just made a cast. I was down here fishing one day, and out on one of the gravel bars, there was this guy coming up the middle of the river with a cane, digging around. He may have had something to do with something like that. But we'll get down in some good deep holes that we can focus on, and in this time of the year they congregate in those deep holes. See, this right here is almost deep enough to fish, but it's there's nothing in it. We're going to have to get in where there's some logs and stuff like that, some cover. Now that treetop. Pat? Yeah, I got one. Huh? I had a largemouth. No, But I had another strike the next cast and missed it. All we need is some cover. There was another one. All we need is some cover in some deeper water. I can't get the... There you go. A smallie that time. Had another one on. He got off halfway to the boat. Did you see that one? Yeah, it was a big one. He'd weighed 3 pounds. Like I was telling you, you got him? Well, same thing happened to you. Smallmouth, yeah. Well, we hooked 7 good bass in that hole. Ended up landing 4 of them. Well, that was a great hole where that little creek came in, but I missed 5 fish. Not only did I bring the wrong lures, but I have parabolic rods and I cannot get that hook set. I'm going to have to get a stiffer rod before I come back here. It's quite a ways to the next hole with deep water in it, so we're going to paddle a while. The last couple, 2 or 3 miles, we won't be running right straight into this wind. We'll have a high bluff on the right. Okay, this is a little spot That means we've caught all 3 species of bass now. I don't see how they could keep from being another little bass in here with all these logs, deep water. We came over here today expecting to use crankbaits, so we brought rods that was appropriate for that. But now we're using jigs, and these medium action rods on 6-pound test line doesn't have enough backbone to set the hook on this jig. These jigs have a pretty significant weed guard on them. Up in this part of the river, those deep holes are few and far between. You have to paddle a long time. We're running late because of the north wind and other problems that we've had. We're probably going to miss out on a lot of good holes on the lower end of the float. Real nice smallmouth here. This is perfect water here, but the wind is blowing so hard it's impossible to fish it. Caught one good bass out there, there are others in there. Just can't do it. You can see how fast this. I don't know where Pat is. I haven't seen him for almost an hour. Guess I made a believer out of him when I told him we were going to have to hurry or we weren't going to make it before dark. Got one the first cast. pretty nice smallie. Got one the first cast. Smallmouth. I'll be darned. I'm gonna come back down here and bring me a stiff rod. I've lost two good smallmouth right there. I caught one right by that stump in front of you. I just caught 4 smallmouth as fast as I could catch them. My head cam was on the seat and I couldn't get any action shots.
Little smallmouth. Right in the current, like you said. 8, 6 inches. They're liking that little rebel crawfish right now.
Pat's just killing them up there. He's caught 6 smallmouth.
That's getting close to 14.
He's caught 6 smallmouth in about a 50-yard stretch of water. There are 3 eagles in that tree. I put my kayak up against a log so I can hold the kayak still and the camera won't shake. But I don't know if they're going to pick up or not. But there are 3 of them there, and there was a 4th one that flew on down the river. As it turns out, these are juvenile eagles. I can see the adults circling overhead, but I can't get a picture of them. We're going to paddle on in. Pat's got a place he's got to be, and we're running late. There's another eagle flying out of the tree. And so we're going to paddle in. We're about a mile away anyway. There are eagles everywhere. All year I've been trying to get eagle pictures, but I couldn't get close enough. Today I did, but I'm fighting 20-mile-an-hour winds. The rocking of the kayak and everything. I don't know how good they will come out, but there sure is a lot of them. As it turns out, what I thought would happen did happen. We killed too much time on the upper parts of the float. That, combined with the north wind, has got us behind schedule, and now we're in the good water and we have to paddle through it. But we've had a pretty good trip. We haven't caught a lot of fish. We've earned the fish that we caught, but it's been a beautiful day and we've had a great time. Well, the sun is about to blind me, but there's the bridge. Well, there's the bank. We got to pull that kayak up.
Right here?
Yep, just to the left of that piling there.
Left of it?
Uh-huh.
Beyond it?
Can you see the path?
Right here?
Yeah. It's a lot farther up that hill than it looked like from down on the water, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. As you're struggling along. We need to get out here in concrete too. Put some steps and ramps in.